So good afternoon, September the 16th, 2013, CISG114, Section 1, Web Technology and Life. Today is the first day of class. I'm glad to have students coming in this class from 5:30 to 7. So in a minute we're going to start, and let me just get started now. Oh, first of all, welcome. If you don't mind, I turn my camera to you, but this videotaping me on this class. I think I enjoy this small group discussion. I've never been class with less than 10 persons, but it's good. This is section 1, right? Web Technology and Life. So I do have something prepared for you, and I did give it to you already. It's the syllabus here. I would like you to spend 1 minute's time, okay, scanning through the syllabus first. 1 minute, okay? This 1 minute is a very circular time. Oh, right here. This is another, right here. Okay? Web Technology and Life. Thank you, thank you. I definitely remember all of your name at the end of the class. First of all, they used to call me What. This is my last name. In Cantonese is What. In Portuguese, they translate into Romanized as VAT, Vat. So normally my students call me Dr. Vat. So much for that. This course is a very interesting course, okay? Now, you don't need to worry because we are a small group. I have to finish this sequence of talking. This is a 14th semester course. It's a general education course. A general education course is a little bit different from a major course in the sense that we could have some time allocate to developing your soft power, okay? Soft power is a process to learn, the learn-to-learn process, okay? And we also took a lot of attention on the content. If you look at the website itself, I've already given you a very interesting picture of what you're going to learn throughout the 14-week period. Okay, so in that 1 minute, I invite you to read the syllabus. You should discover that in the syllabus, we have 13 pages. I think it's 13, right? Almost 13, yes, 13 pages. And it's divided into section A, B, C, D, and E. In other words, 5 sections. So in the first section, A, you can see that we do have a recommendation for a textbook. Actually, the textbook is right here in hand. Unfortunately, the bookstore may not have enough copy of this textbook. However, let me offer you a solution. In the library textbook section, definitely they have this book. Okay, so my recommendation is you may go to the library textbook section, take the book, and Xerox the copy of the chapter you need. Okay, so I think if you do not say the whole book is legitimate. You just say zero the copy of the chapter you need, all right? But one thing that I would like to emphasize is we do not teach only based on the textbook. All the textbook is very important. If you look at the website itself, I have more material than the textbook can offer, okay? You do not need to memorize it, okay? You do not need to use the module. Because my idea is to design the web course in such a way that I have everything ready for my student to look at anytime they want, okay? And what I just want my student to do is to follow our learning approach I suggest, okay? That you select what you believe is the most important in each of the major assignments I gave you in this semester. If you look at the syllabus, okay? On page 2 of the syllabus, you discover that when you look at the assessment of student activity, I have 3 learning contracts. So each learning contract will earn you 10 points. Okay, so the 3 learning contracts will earn you 30 points. In each learning contract, you're going to experience a different way to learn. In the first learning contract, I introduced to you inquiry-based learning. That means you need to learn by asking essential questions. In the second learning contract, you're going to learn by doing self-regulated learning. In other words, you need to learn by setting goals and manage your time into accomplishing the goals. Okay? And also, when you manage your time into accomplishing your goals, you need to have a mechanism to evaluate if you have done what is important for you to achieve your goals. So that is a very interesting learning-to-learn process. And the third learning contract involved you to use what you're learning. The first learning contract, inquiry-based learning, and the second learning contract, the self-regulated learning, to come together, the problem-based learning. Now, problem-based learning is a very interesting approach, which you start off with a problem, okay? What kind of problem? You have to come up with your own. That's a suggestion for you as a group, okay? And then you need to use what you've learned in self-regulated learning to come up with a proposal, a very interesting proposal, to tell me how you're going to accomplish the work. Sometimes there's no unique solutions. Sometimes the piece of work presented is very nice, represents another set of questions. Okay, finally, after you have done the free learning contract, you have a chance to put together what you have learned or what you failed to learn in your personal portfolio. That is called integrated learning. So when you look at the last piece of homework, it's called learning portfolio. In that portfolio, you need to collect together what you have done in the first free learning contract, and then you present your own learning portfolio. Okay? It could be a piece of writing plus a PowerPoint presentation plus some voiceover PowerPoint plus a discussion forum plus a meeting. Very interesting things together. And then when you look at that, it's 20%. So 2/3 of the score of the first free learning contract. What does it mean? It means you are safe not to be able to do all the things at the very beginning. You can learn it again in the learning portfolio because you have a chance to revise. Okay? So, and then when you look at the other items of interest called reading and collaborative learning activity, 15%. It's very important because I have given you a lot of resources and I invite you to make the best use of those resources each week to try to pinpoint your study in such a way that you don't just learn about the theory of learning, but you have to mix it or apply it with the disciplinary knowledge here. So reading and collaborative learning activity means discussion forum. You need to talk with, discuss with your learning partner. In this class, so far I can see only 5 persons. So I have one pair, the second pair, and the third person, the remaining persons have to talk to the previous 2 pairs. Okay, so that is very interesting. And so, final exam. Now, in the past semester, I also invite my students to decide whether or not they want the final exam. If they decide not to have the final exam, then 20% of the final exam will be redistributed to the other activities. Okay? And in the past semester, we do the final exam in the form of self-assessment exercise. That means by itself, the final exam does not count. The score is already taken into account. The final exam is just an opportunity for students to look into the study through the semester and give them some pointer on where they can have done better. Okay? Something like this. Now, when you turn to page number 3, that is the schedule. When you look at the schedule, as I said before, you have 3 learning contracts. Actually, starting from week number 2, 3, 4 is learning contract number 1, 5, 6, 7 learning contract number 2, and 8, 9, 10 learning contract number 3. Now, in each learning contract, you seem to have a number of topics for you to investigate. But indeed, my idea is when you present the artifacts of each learning contract, you do not need to, okay, cover all the topics there. But you must have a focus in presenting your learning contract artifacts. And what does it mean? Each 3-week period, considered as a learning contract period, will cover 3 weekly journal, 1 3-week discussion forum, and 1 3-week collaborative wiki. Collaborative wiki is a mechanism for you to write together collaboratively. So, for example, if I want to write a report with the effort of 5 persons, So each person is going to contribute something into the report. So I will set up a wiki for each person to write, and then another wiki page to combine all the individual writing of the 5 persons. And then definitely, in your team of 5 persons, someone is responsible for integrating the writing of each one of you. And then someone is responsible for editing the writing contributed by different pairs of you. And then someone is responsible for making a coherent story. And that is a writing process. Now normally, if we do not have a wiki, we need to come together and sit on a table like this, and each one of you will present a piece of paper, this is my writing, and maybe 2 guys there, one is the editor, the other is the scribe, trying to put them together in about 10 or 20 minutes, and let the 3 ladies look at it. And we might do it in 1 to 2 hours time. But using a wiki, you don't need to be here physically together at the same time. Each one of you, as long as you know the role doing something, you start collecting material from the other over the wiki, and you do things asynchronously. Maybe in 2 days' time, asynchronously coming together, you can accomplish a job which all you have to come together for 3 hours. You do understand the meaning of the electronic support of this system. So that is what we meant by collaboration wiki. And finally, at the end of the free learning contract, we look at week number 11, 12, and 13. We need to do self-review of your work. You also have to do a peer review of your fellow students' work. And then the most important thing is to learn how to collect the artifact of your accomplishment over the previous free learning contracts. And then you generate your learning portfolio. And these represent your course semester learning accomplishment. Okay, that is done in the form of maybe a web page, collecting things together, and it's not that difficult to establish the web page by yourself in your Moodle environment. And then it will be a conclusions in terms of a presentations report. You do a digital story to present your work. Digital story means you do a PowerPoint and you add your narrations over your PowerPoint. And that will be very interesting. So, now, allow me at this point to pause for some minutes. I'm going to give you now 5 minutes time to look at the syllabus and recall what I have just said. And maybe you have some questions you can ask me. And if not, starting at 6 o'clock, I'm going to walk you through the website. Okay? I'm going to walk you through the website. Now you have 5 minutes. And in the 5 minutes time of your discussions and reviewing the syllabus, I'm also going to play you the theme song of this course. I think this is a very good start, and let me see what can I do for the group of students.